If you give me less than 5 minutes, I will show you why learning Python can be a game changer. I'm not saying that you need to become a developer. I'm just saying that you should learn how to install Python application, run script, and basic stuff like that. The reason is that by learning Python, you can install tools that will let you do things like AI deblur, denoise, and masking. Just because I know how to install Python applications, I was able to install something similar to Nano Banana locally on my computer. Crazy stuff. If you watch this channel, you are probably using open source software like RawTherapy and Darktable, and often this type of software doesn't have features like AI masking and denoise. But if you learn a little bit of Python, you will have access to all of these features only using open source software. So you will have the same feature as with proprietary softwares like Lightroom. And if right now you're using Lightroom, you can learn a little bit of Python and you will be able to cancel your subscription. So if you don't believe me, wait until I show you this. I usually shoot landscape photography, so I'm always at ISO 100. But I had a Christmas party at work the other day and I decided to bring my camera. And there was not much light, so all my photos were shot around ISO 10,000. And as you can see, it was very noisy. In the comments of one of my last videos, someone mentioned something called nin denoise. So I found the Git repository, installed the Python application, and ran it on my pictures. As you can see, the result is day and night compared to the original picture. So in case you didn't realize, on the left you have the original image with a lot of noise, and on the right you have the image that passed through the AI denoise. Next, my photos were soft because the shutter speed wasn't fast enough, so I decided to look into AI deblur. So again, I found a tool called Restormer. I've installed the Python application and ran the script on my pictures. To be honest, I don't think it worked, but there was a lot of ways for doing deblur, so I need to try them all. And perhaps there are some settings I can change to get better results. But I think you get my point. So if you are able to install Python application, sky is the limit. On GitHub and Hugging Face, you can find dozens of projects for denoise, deblur, upscaling, and more. And when playing with that, the last thing I found is something we can use to replace Nano Banana. There is a new open source model for text-to-image and it's called Longcat, and it's small enough to run on a GPU. It may not be as powerful as Nano Banana, but it can run locally on your GPU, so it's privacy-friendly and doesn't cost anything. Just to be clear, I'm against using AI to generate stuff that wasn't in the original image. I think that when you do that, you cannot call it photography anymore. But I've been testing Longcat to see if I was able to do things like retouch. My goal is to use it instead of the clone and retouch module we see in softwares like Darktable. In this picture, for example, I asked it to remove the awesome man standing on the grass. As you can see, it removed me from the picture, but it didn't touch anything else. So I think a tool like that can easily be used to retouch pictures. The point I'm trying to make in this video is that installing and running Python application is not too hard. And once you master it, you can install anything you need. So if you need denoise, deblur, or something similar, you don't have to pay for such feature. You can do all that with free and open source software.